Today's video is on the Sony STR-DN1080 audio video receiver and how to break out the balanced audio connections. Hope you enjoy it. Let's start off with how to get the covers off. It's my handy dandy work table, sort of. So let's start with taking the covers off. Three screws on each side, nothing too complicated. Alright, let's take this cover off this puppy. And again, remember, anybody who wants to attempt this at home, you're going to void the warranty, but it will work. A couple other screws we forgot, which are in the back here. 3 on the top. There used to be 3, now there's only 2. I'll get to that later. And there you have it. So as you can see, I've tapped off the differential pairs for the audio outputs on the Sony's main board, which has a ribbon cable that goes up to what you're seeing here, which is the HDMI board. And if we go down a little further, I will have proper pictures in the slide for later, but you can kind of see my handy dandy, not so great solder job, but there's no solder shorts, so that's the main thing. And then you can see that I tidied everything up with a harness and basically tucked it up underneath so it's nicely out of the way. And you can clearly see what I've done here and why those 2 antennas are laying on that board like that, and they are tied down so they're not going to come loose and short circuit things. So those 2 antennas are for your Bluetooth and your Wi-Fi, which I don't use either of. I got everything Ethernet connected, my entire audio network here. The only time I use Wi-Fi is just to control stuff over the network, and that's usually with my iPad or my laptop, things like that. So at any rate, to continue on with the work that I did down here, what you see covered up in the copper tape there is the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth transceiver boards. When you're done, what I did was, there's a metal box that's screwed onto here, onto this area, there's a metal tray there. I unscrewed that metal tray from the back, undid the Wi-Fi Bluetooth board, removed both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi antennas from the back here. So here's what I made the cable out of. It's essentially a 4-pair 24 gauge type shielded snake cable, and it's got basically 4 cables inside of it with strain relief wire going or rubber going through, that basically allows you to have 4 balanced connections on either end of the cable. So here's your finished product with all the cables extended off of the PCB pads. And in my example, I've got 6 channels of the available 8. Terminated differentially, they're balanced XLR male connections. These would go to your amplifier of choice. And one thing to keep in mind, once you've done this mod, you will no longer have control of the volume on your Sony AVR. You'll have to have a preamp of some sort that these will connect into. In my case, I have my front left and front right XLRs going into my PS Audio Stellar Gain Cell DAC preamp unit. The outputs of those go into my PS Audio M700 monoblock amps. So I've got a fully balanced setup there. Now coming out of my Bose box, right now it's single-ended, but that's a video for another day.